I jerk off at least twice a day. Once in the morning, right after I work out, and then once right after lunch. I do it because I need to.
Mateus, retards have escaped. Recruit a group of critics with attitude.
Hello.
Howdy.
Fucking love that intro.
Yeah, boy.
I jerk off to it at least twice a day.
Once in the morning and then once right after lunch because I need to.
Om the Kumuneko.
Like, I like not to suck my own dick, but I came up with the fucking Kubernacle months before he uploaded that video.
Yeah.
I know.
Like,
Nostradamus, goddamn.
Honestly, it's unbelievable.
Like, how do you fucking like make a video like that?
And not feel bad about yourself.
Exactly. Like, goddamn, dude.
Like, I don't know if he was kidding. Like, from the kind of shit that he was talking about, like that Red Dead Redemption 2 is about climate change.
Like, he's
after that, it's like no.
Yeah.
Like,
He was
Kubernacle is
sincere.
an unironic communist, of course. He's fucking.
I don't. How could? No mind.
Hockey feel like addressing that or?
No.
Zach, I did get the picture you sent me, but we can't show it on stream because we're gonna get banned if I do.
What the fuck is on that picture?
We can't show you. We'll get banned. Jesus Christ, Mark.
Well, it's not like it's
too much tension.
It's just sexual content in it.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, eh.
Oh, okay. Mating season.
Like, if it was racism, like absolutely it'd be on here, but you know. All right.
But no, someone had to do sexual content.
All right.
The big gay.
The gay. All right. Now it's time for this bullshit.
I guess, Hawk, we can never escape from this fucking video.
No matter how hard I try, Mass Effect and BioWare and Dragon Age will always come and just drag me back in.
Well, it's Knights of the Old Republic for me.
Mass Effect is one of the most popular game series of all time. The team at BioWare developed realistic and organic characters, storylines that challenge the player's philosophical and moral principles, and all in one of the most atmospheric and engaging environments.
Like, did it though? Did it? Like,
no.
Like, what about the philosophy of Mass Effect changed your life? Because I can't think of a single thing.
It taught me that
ignore all sequels.
Yeah.
Like, it taught me to fear robot intelligence, which I already do. So,
Saren was right all along.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, it's Saren and the Elusive Man were right the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
As well as Shepard being right the entire time. Because you can either destroy the Reapers, you can merge with them, or you can your consciousness can overwrite their consciousness and you control them.
At the end of the day, it just literally makes Shepard sound like the biggest retard that's ever existed. So the series is so badly written. Just throwing it out there. It's just
Same for
terrible.
me.
Yeah,
Same for me, because like I never played 2 or 3. Or
in Mass
Andromeda.
Effect 2's defense, it's basically just a really big expansion pack to Mass Effect 1.
Yeah. The thing is, I
Yeah,
used to really,
from what I
really
heard.
enjoy Mass Effect 2. It used to be one of my favorite games. But now looking back at it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is
Like,
bad.
what if any substance happened aside from the Batarian relay? Like nothing. Like you got some okay character bits, but like
yeah. But that seems to be. But that was BioWare's problem, because they did this with also Dragon Age. They made Dragon Age 2 just exactly like Mass Effect 2, and a meandering story that is more about the companions that doesn't continue the plot.
Yeah. It's like it only matters in like the last like 5 minutes of the game.
But then it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah,
Because
and then it doesn't matter because of fucking. At least they didn't go full Inquisition with Mass Effect 3.
Oh, they couldn't do it, could they? They'd already written themselves into a corner.
Like, yeah, they couldn't just, like, in Mass Effect 3, they couldn't just fucking, like, oh, the Reaper War is over when you press the start button. Like, no. Like, you can't do that.
They might as well have.
Yeah.
Could have saved at least 60 hours.
Like, literally just shoot it. Like, it's either shoot a tube, grab some sticks, or jump in a hole. That's what Mass Effect 3 ended with. Like, oh, okay.
The hole sounds kind of tempting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always go for the holes. You should have aimed for the hole.
Let's blow this thing and go home.
But yeah, you know what's actually really creepy? When I first played Mass Effect, I had a dream where to solve the Reaper problem. I was like, what was it, 2007? So I was like, what, 14, I think. And I had a dream about Shepard jumping into a green glowing tube thing, as in like from a platform. And I was like, oh, I woke up and went, God, that'd be a silly way to end Mass Effect.
So they stole your homework?
They stole my dreams.
Yeah.
They stole my dreams. It was really weird, because when I first did it, I went, hang on, I've done this before.
Oh god, that's just terrible.
Some 14-year-old British boy has dreamed up the Mass Effect 3 ending.
Like, 14-year-old British boy dreamed up the ending, said, wow, that would be retarded if that happened, and then BioWare did it in real life.
5 years later,
a
19-year-old British boy is raging at the screen.
I didn't. The thing is, I forgot completely about it. But it happened. I was like, hang on a second. I've seen this before. But obviously, in my dream, it's all in like Mass Effect 1 graphics and stuff. Because stupidly, I thought they'd stick to the same like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the same graphical style. Yeah.
Yeah, same graphical style and everything like that. Not whatever they decided to go into.
Didn't they change the engine?
The claymation looking people.
Absolutely, Lucas. Like, a linear story is much better than like you can make these choices. They don't do anything though, and it ends up being a linear story anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mass Effect is a linear story. When you think about it,
all the endings kind of yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's also like when you actually think about it, it's like, what choices do you really have? And then when you start looking back at the trilogy, it's like, well, we didn't really have that many choices, to be honest.
Yeah,
and
because every ending is good for people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
how is that?
Except for the secret one.
Yeah.
And even then, in the secret one, it's like, well, we didn't get them, but the generation of sentient beings that are coming after us, they definitely got the job done. So, and end up being a good thing anyway. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's all crap, really.
yes. But like stupid me, I was thinking in Mass Effect 3 that it was going to be like you would have to do like a DS9 style, like you have this overwhelming force, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to get everybody in your part of the galaxy to get their shit together under your banner, and you would lead them to defeat the Reapers. Because we kept getting like information from the Turians on strategies on how to beat the Reapers, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
like the Turians they figured out, hey, we can drop these Reapers by waiting for them to get out of FTL drive, and like we have to hit them right before they get their shields up.
Mm-hmm.
And again, stupid me, I was thinking the Crucible would be a way to turn their shields off, kind of EMP them for a second.
Yeah. Oh, that would make a lot of sense.
But yeah.
To be honest with you, the way, obviously, remembering how I felt about, obviously, Mass Effect 1 and how they were building up, it was like, fighting them conventionally was always an option with stuff, with the way that Mass Effect 1 ended. It's just the fact that, for some reason, during Mass Effect 3, they went, you can't beat them conventionally. And I'm like, oh, right, okay.
Like, I can't beat them conventionally. Cut to Earth mission where I blow one up with an M920 cane. Like, what?
Yeah. Like Reapers are being destroyed left, right, and center perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly conventionally with normal weaponry. And it's like, right, so you can.
Like I said earlier, like I thought the Crucible was just going to be a big EMP thing because what you did in the first game was overload the Reaper's shields, and then everybody just blew them the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's their OP shields that we have to overcome, not this whole.
Yeah. But
anyway.
Anyway, let's go on with this.
Okay, the point is, dumb game does not give philosophical epiphany. Can't possibly.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, and
It also helps its storyline was smaller in scale, contained to one sitting.
And that's how to do that, honestly. Like, if you're gonna have a game
tried
with,
that.
They tried and failed. But if you're gonna have a choice-based game, you need to keep it somewhat small. Unless you're really, really good, keep it small scale.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like Dragon Age 2 was within one city at small scale. They still couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. That's how bad BioWare are. They just couldn't.
Yeah. The problem is, like, in a way, yes, but the overarching story that they set up for themselves covered the entire world, essentially.
Yeah.
Because if you start a Mage Templar war, it's gonna fucking spiral out and encompass the entire fucking world.
I mean, at the end of the day, they should never have even done that. The thing is, Dragon Age 2 should never have been connected to fuck up. The Dragon Age series shouldn't be this continuing story. It should be separate stories. Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, you can have like, okay, this is the Thetis, or this is the I can't remember the countries. Like, here's the world. Right? Here's a main character from this country. Now here's a main character from this country. Now here's a main character from this country, and they're all handling different shit
at different points. Bear in mind, the Dragon Age is 100 years, so you can have them at different points quite easily. But no, everyone's got to be all together. Like the entire Dragon Age series of all that's happened, it's taken 14 years, right? From Dragon Age Origins to the end of Trespassers in Inquisition. But now having to do another time skip to like 960 Dragon just so that other characters can't be around. They're like, right, well done, BioWare. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Wait, okay, so we're just sitting on. Okay, so the entire world just sits on its ass, and then cut to 40 years later, and Solus is just starting to do shit.
yeah. Oh, Solus is going to get dealt with so quickly. I feel it's going to be a Canary story.
Honestly, I think that you'll end up killing Solus by pressing the start button.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
That would be neat.
Like the Inquisitor just like kills Solus, press start button, and then it's like, oh my god, the Canary are coming with Cunarifus, and you're like, oh no, not again. We have to set up an even older Inquisition from before, called the Major Question, that actually gangbanged Andraste, and that's why we set her on fire. It's anyway, here's Alistair. He's still king of Ferelden.
We had to get rid of the evidence of the gangbang. So that's why we burned Andraste.
Andraste, yeah, and you're just like, oh great. Anyway, here's Varric again, because you like Varric, don't you? And here's Alistair.
But Varric is like 120 years old. He should be dead right now. Well, whatever. Fuck it. Stop asking questions. Consume product, goddammit.
Yeah. You'd like to get introduced to these characters again for the 4th time, wouldn't you? No, not really.
No. I really wouldn't.
No.
It's like, I want my hero Ferelden back. I survived killing the Archdemon. I made an entire fortress. Unpregnable fortress. I want that back. I created the Silverite Order. I want that back.
Yeah.
Why would you give me these things and then deny me them in later installments?
Yeah. Oh no, it would be fun. You want a new character? No, we don't.
No. I really don't. Like, I like Hawk as a character, but I want my hero of Ferelden back.
Yeah, I as I say, I made myself after him, but he's a good character, but it's just a bit like, he's
But
gone there, so...
Hawk should have been a companion to the hero of Ferelden.
But, oh well.
Oh well. Okay, let's
by the way, also, I'll just say this, I don't think Dragon Age 4 is ever going to be done.
No, I think BioWare is going to go bankrupt by that time. From what I've heard, that like so many people have left their staff that it's just unlikely.
It's been cancelled twice, already.
Oh, good. But keep it cancelled.
Yeah, but they keep bringing it back because they keep mentioning it, and it's a bit like it's been in development. Yeah, it's been in development since 2015, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, oh, we've got some concept art. I'm like, really? It's been 7 years, and the best you've got is concept art. It's like, yeah, it's like,
and voice actors showing that, like, oh, we care.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that one teaser trailer with Barrett talking. It's like, okay, cool.
Like, don't you guys have cell phones?
Environments ever seen in any art form.
I honestly can't wait for the Dragon Age NFT.
So why is it so controversial? Yeah, I'm sure many of us were disappointed when they announced Freddie Prinze Jr. and Seth Green were going to be working on a project together, and it wasn't the much desired sequel to Scooby-Doo 2.
What?
Scooby-Doo 3, the case of Matthew Lillard's career. The real reason everyone seemed to turn on Matthew.
What the fuck?
More.
That if you're gonna be funny, please be funny.
Why?
We just don't understand the joke because we don't watch his channel.
Like,
yeah, but
I guess it's because Freddie Prinze Jr. and Seth Green were in a thing together.
Yeah, so, but Seth Green was part of Mass Effect. In Mass Effect 1, Freddie Prinze Jr. came in Mass Effect 3. Why? What?
It was funny.
Seth Green was already there. We didn't just bring him on for one game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to stick my neck out and defend Mass Effect's ending.
Well,
good fucking luck.
And I know the gaming community has pretty much already made up its mind on this issue, and I expect the hate comments. So just leave those right here. Or if YouTube changes their interface.
Who's typing?
Here, maybe?
Mark.
Who do you think is typing?
I don't know. I'm just a bit like, well, Wisp isn't here. Who's fucking typing?
Mark was the original typist.
Oh, Jesus fucking.
The girlfriend.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah. Mark's girlfriend, stop typing so goddamn loud.
Yeah. Also so close to Mark. What?
Just imagine Mark's girlfriend like leaning over his fucking
No, it's
face.
not. No, it's not even. It's not even that. It's like imagine Mark just like, in his chair, but his girlfriend's put her arms through his arms. It's like typing in front.
I didn't know
And
that
she
you
has
knew
those
that.
fucking long ass, like 1.5 inch long talon fingernails, so she's extra fucking loud when she types.
Oh yeah. Your girlfriend's not a receptionist, is she? Oh no, oh hell no, Shanana. We ain't. Well, so your girlfriend's black now, by the way. So
I
anyway.
don't refer here.
Yes.
But hey, I'll humbly accept my role among martyrs like Joan of Arc and Gandhi because I think this message is worth hearing. On this episode, we're talking about how Mass Effect is an allegory.
Oh, that's what the problem was. There we go.
Historical retelling of Nietzsche's story of the death of God.
Oh my God, this is yeah.
Get f-
Nietzsche's story of the death of God. Tell you what, if the death of my last few brain cells.
Like, is this guy really gonna bring in Nietzsche for Mass Effect of all fucking things?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it! Like, leave Nietzsche to Berserk.
Leave Nietzsche to things that aren't just crap media.
Leave Nietzsche for the Germans.
I want to start by mentioning that the plot of the series is the largest in scope that I have ever experienced. Sure, tons of games have you save the world, but the entire galaxy? This is on a whole new level.
What? No.
Doesn't World of Warcraft? Okay, you have to save the entire galaxy by going to one planet and saving it.
Yeah.
Well, Knights of the Old Republic, pretty much 1 and 2, has the same plot. Like in 2, like you have to save the galaxy from like a crazy witch who wants to kill the Force, and with that, everything that's touched by the Force. So pretty much like life itself.
I'm so glad, like in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, where you're trying to save every single plane of existence. You know, just.
But no spaceships, Moit.
Spaceships.
How do I understand the story now?
It's like all these games you got to save like the universe. Let's just have a look at all these games that I've got right next to me with this universe stuff.
Well, like you also have the Bible, like all those planets in the Bible. Remember?
Yeah,
like Eart.
The idea of an enemy destroying and harvesting organic life to maintain some sort of celestial cycle is not only creepy, it's also epic. In fact, it forced me, at least, to take a step back and consider what the Reapers actually are.
It made me step back and think about what the Reapers are. It might, if you think about it, it might be somewhere in the name Reapers.
Honestly, it made me take a step back. Why?
Like, did he forget that there was a first E in the word Reapers and he thought something else?
Yeah, oh my God, it just looks like Joe Biden. Only younger.
Young Reaper.
These things come around and destroy everything every 50,000 years. Yeah, in another millennia, they'll be as old as Joe Biden.
They're gonna have voting rights?
Yes.
only for dead people.
Fucking giving the galaxy crack pipes instead of Omni tools.
Yeah, happy Reaper month.
Cycle. It suggests that it's only in the interest of the organics. They risk their own lives to maintain this weird cycle, and for what purpose?
They risk their own lives?
Never heard of that.
They risk their own lives by murdering everybody. Like, yeah, sure, you might find some resistance in that in the cause of murdering people.
No, hold on. No, they don't actually. Right. When we first hear about them, they don't risk their own life because they're Eldritch abominations that don't fight a war. The reason why they even land on planets and start shooting things is because BioWare are stupid.
Mm-hmm. Like, now, if they were fucking smart, right? You wouldn't have the Reapers be around. They would just be some kind of thing
No.
out in dark space.
If you've got a ship that has got 6 legs that shoots lasers from each leg, why would you land on a planet and use those legs to walk? You would stay in orbit and bombard things to the next.
A fucking glass solar planets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just one. Sovereign itself was just such a fucking threat.
But yeah, let's land on a planet when there's a giant worm that can come along and crush me. Okay.
Yeah. Why would you even get involved in the There's no. The thing is, this is the problem. This is the problem with Mass Effect. Either make the Reapers something that has to fight a conventional war, or make them the Eldritch abominations that are just so unbeatable that the only goal is just to stop them entering the galaxy. You can't have both. You can't have them be both this and another thing, because it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But what do I know?
Like, the second they become a thing you can kill,
Yeah.
Like, that was, like, in the Predator, that was, like, the major thing. Like, okay, this thing has been killing us left, right, and center. We can't see it. We can't hunt it. Oh, wait, one of us winged it. It bleeds.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
this thing is not untouchable now. Now we have a goal. And that was the downfall of the Predator.
Whereas in the Reapers, it's a bit like, we can't beat these things. We're repeatedly
Except for when we
shown
shoot it. Except for when we shoot it in its bright red,
weak spots.
bright red video game boss weak spot.
Yeah.
But is that the weak point? Seriously?
Yes.
It's like, bear in mind,
Mark, this mission. Let me tell. In this mission,
right?
you are Commander Shepard with a laser pointer, and you have to point at the big red light so that the ships in orbit can shoot the Reaper in the big red light.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Well, the best thing about it, best thing about this is, as Bear said, there's literally a codex entry about how the Turians are shooting these things out of the sky.
Like, because what their shields
They
are
use
up.
tactics.
Yeah, when their shields are up, they're untouchable. But they can't use their shields when they're traveling at faster than light speeds. So as soon as they enter Turian space, the Turians are there waiting in a pincer maneuver to shoot them. And it's been working.
Yeah,
So why is this a threat in the first place?
Again, like I said earlier, what you need to do is have the Crucible be a fucking galaxy-wide EMP that drops the Reaper's shield so that you can fight them on even terms.
Yeah.
That's all it needed to be, and not this fucking, I'm going to make an AI, we're doing all this bullshit to whatever. Like, no. Just have it be the thing to turn off the shields, because the shields are the obstacle.
Well, with the kind of changes that they have added to that universe, because I have heard that from Mass Effect 1 to 2, they have changed the ammo mechanic, that you no longer have infinite ammo.
Yeah,
that's true.
You have thermal clips, which already is annoying me.
Because it sounds retarded, but like if you make some change like that they suddenly just drop like infinite ammo, then like you can like pretty much like have a mechanic like this as well.
Like, no, you have like in the original game, you had like super powerful heat sinks, which means you have infinite ammo now because the gun cannot get hot enough.
Yeah.
To where you have to let it cool down.
So all of a sudden they ran out of it.
So all of a sudden they ran out of that technology, except for in the Mass Effect 2 DLC where you get one of those guns again, and it's the best gun in the game.
Also bear in mind, in Mass Effect 3, Shepard gets hold of a gun that can make black holes.
Yeah.
So that is literally, it means nothing.
And of course, they call them thermal clips, which annoys the fuck out of me because they eject like magazines and you reload them like magazines.
Yeah, that's kind of retarded.
Yeah. Very.
It's all retarded. The whole thing is retarded. There's just there's no point like arguing stuff anymore because it's just like
it was a really quote funny unquote mention in Mass Effect 2 in one of the games where you're trying to go on this guy's ship, right? So you gotta unlock the thing, right? He's got a master code on his ship that you have to crack. Well, in the previous game, you have this stuff called Omnigel. And if you have enough Omnigel, you can crack whatever lock you fucking feel like by putting Omnigel on it. And then they just got rid of that in the second game. And then
it's Shadow Brokers. It's a Shadow Brokers ship.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Why would you do that?
There's so many. The thing is, Mass Effect 1 is such a unique universe, but then Mass Effect 2 makes it just fucking generic.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They're seemingly all-knowing and not to mention seemingly powerful. They certainly seem to claim,
We are eternal.
This got me wondering, could it be that the Reapers are actually angelic soldiers that have come to enforce God's will?
Oh my Jesus, God, no. I just listened to that and I never thought I'd say the words no so quickly in my life. It's like, no, never not.
Okay, we gotta go back a couple seconds here because I want to
rethink my life.
Yes. Like the Reapers are all knowing. No, because you outsmart them.
On numerous occasions.
They're all powerful. No, because you can kill them.
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours from the scene alone, like don't you defeat the Sovereign?
The Reapers are eternal. No, because they had to keep making more of themselves, which is why they harvested people in the first place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like all of that is wrong.
Yeah. Also,
this got me wondering. Could it be that the Reapers are actually angelic soldiers that have come to enforce God's will?
No, because in the Bible, right? When the rapture happens, it's like that. You're taken up to heaven if you're good, and you're sent to hell if you're bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Also, we're not doing God's will. We're doing the Leviathan's will.
Yes.
And then the catalyst goes wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's a bad AI program. AI, yeah.
It's just the Geth, but big.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, I don't know. Mark, have you played Mass Effect trilogy?
Only the first one.
Essentially,
I have seen like gameplay of the other ones.
Right, so the Reapers are just the Geth. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But aren't the Geth still around in like the other games?
Yeah. It's just another rogue AI that went like, oh, okay.
So who made... So they were originally not intended for this.
There's a species called the Leviathans that look like this.
Uh-huh.
Except they're organic.
Yeah.
So
God's will in this case being an extinction of all advanced races of the galaxy, and as a commentary on what humanity is, Mass Effect is arguing that we will kill God, and by doing so, we will free ourselves of an obsolete worldview and adopt a more relevant one. Can this really be the case that's being made? And from a video game? Well, the short answer is yes.
What? Okay.
And suddenly, George Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
What's that?
No, I don't want more. Go away.
Just remember, you asked for it.
Like, this is us trying to run away from his stupidity.
Let's just say, for sake of argument, that everything in the Book of Revelation from the Christian Bible is correct. Everything except accurately predicting God winning the battle for Earth.
Okay, everything is. Let's assume everything in Revelation is correct except for the biggest part of Revelation. What?
Why Why
Oh
is
yeah,
this
we have a
person?
Bible expert here. Yeah.
Why is this person the way that he is?
I felt like we were following the Book of Mormon, which had a specific part that like the ones who fought most valuably were born with black skin.
I just want to know how the Mass Effect series, if it's about the meaning of life, coincides with the number 42.
Well, it's possible for you to play 42 hours of Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm. But not Mass Effect 3, because I was struggling to get to 42 hours of Mass Effect 3.
Yes.
You actually know I got 60 hours in one playthrough, but that's because I fell asleep with the controller in my hand while I was waiting to go through one of those scanners on the Normandy. And it boosted my hours up.
I did something similar. I fell asleep with Commander Shepard just running into a wall in the Citadel.
Yeah, it's just...
That seems about right.
There really isn't much...
No.
Mass Effect 3
It's
is
one
so
hell of
little
an
to do.
ambitious premise, isn't it? I think I know what you're thinking.
Why don't you put your mouth
Stop,
where your
stop,
mouth is?
Yeah, but
You stop with the Scooby-Doo. It's not funny.
probably not in those words, because you're not an idiot. Let's just start by looking at the prophecies foretold in Revelation. The first is the commonly known seven-headed beast. The Bible describes it as having 7 different heads, all of which look physically distinct and wears a crown. Its sole purpose is to bring war with God in what is literally the final battle. The Bible describes this as being his function in Revelation 13:7, where it marvels.
Ah, shit, I remember
How
this.
to make war against the saints and to
I just...
conquer them. And he was
Yeah, this is a description of the nation.
I think like with Hawk and like the Smutcast, we come to a consensus that like it's Jesus trying to karate chop the beast, but it's just too far away.
Well, no, he's sneaking up on it. You see.
Oh, well, yeah, well, that's also a good approach. Yeah.
Because the beast is not aware at all of Jesus back here.
Well, he didn't have his beard at the time, so.
Oh, can I ask a question? Was that your girlfriend just then talking, Mark?
Yes.
Say hello.
Yeah.
Say hello to her.
Hello.
And tell her I said hello too.
Yeah.
And tell her to make me some goulash. God damn it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. Go on then.
The authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. In addition to this, part of the description of the beast is one of the heads has sustained a mortal wound, but heals itself, thus striking awe into its followers. So where does this come into play? Well, in Mass Effect, the beast is represented by the alien races that unite to destroy the Reapers. Again, we need 7. We've got humans, Turians, Asari, the Krogan, Solarians, Quarians, and the Geth. And that makes 7. Of course, I don't want to look like I'm being flippant about the fact that there are many more galactic races that are part of the Citadel.
So you just contradicted yourself. Aha, 7 races except for all the other ones.
And then, like, I remember Mass Effect 1 specifically that, like, the council was very picky about allowing humans in the council itself.
Yeah, there are really only 3 council races because, 4. Because humanity got put on the council at the end of Mass Effect 1.
Yeah. But I always kill the council, so...
Like there's four council races and a bunch of other influential but non-council races.
And the Geth is a race, even though they are just robots.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
Wouldn't the Geth sort of...
Is my microwave a race as well?
Yes. Absolutely. Wait a minute. Is he saying, okay, there are 6... Like, there's 7 heads on the wild beast, right?
Yeah.
And that is represented by the 6 planets that we go to.
Yeah. Because we don't go to 6 planets.
Yeah, you go to... You go to 5
But,
planets and a moon.
Yeah.
So
Also, Surkesh is so quickly visited. It's like, we went there.
yeah,
Okay.
like it's not even the planet of Surkesh. It's one base on the planet.
Yeah. And Fessi, you go to a museum. Cool, great.
Is the starting planet from Mass Effect 1 in here?
I don't think
What?
so. No.
What's that for?
Oh.
Hmm?
I mean, the first planet from Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Eden Prime. No.
Yeah.
The 7 races that have the most substantial military might. Keep in mind that the Bible says that it was given the power to make war against the saints and to conquer them. That's why these 7 matter. It is your mission to unite the armies of the galaxy together to fight the Reapers. Here's where things get really interesting.
Everyone else
One of
can
your
fuck
objectives in the
themselves.
third-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, the Geth don't really have their own planet. It's just what they took over. So I don't.
Yeah.
They're mostly
Yeah.
spacefaring.
No, the Quarry is a space baron.
Well, same with the Geth.
But the Geth are just on Rannoch, so that's it. They don't care.
game is to go to Tachanka and cure the Krogan. Remember how part of the description.
Christ, Hawk.
What? Sorry, what was that? My headphones are coming out. Sorry.
Yeah,
It
it sounded like
says
that.
one of the heads heals itself of a mortal wound. I think that a fertility rate of 1 in 1,000 is certainly one that could be considered a mortal wound. After all, if they continued the war that brought about the genophage, they risked extinction. Of course, the player has the choice as to whether or not they actually do this, or just appear to do this. But whether you do or do not, the important thing is, there is an appearance that the beast has healed itself. So what about...
It's not really a mortal wound because there were all kinds of like Krogan medical scientists coming up with ways around the genophage. That's how Grunt was brought about. He thought that creating a superior Krogan.
Yeah, just for laugh at the genophage, but
Yeah. Like, fuck it. It doesn't matter that we have the genophage because the Krogans that I'm making are superior than the previous one, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, and also the genophage didn't sterilize them, it just brought them back down to pre-artificial uplift.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the reason that the Krogan are a K-type breeding species anyway, like in the first place, is because the natural predators on Tachanka would kill them.
Yep.
Like until the Solarians found them.
Yep.
That was their main cause of death, was predators on the natural predators.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the fuck this had. It's not a mortal. I'm just saying it's not a mortal wound to be brought back to the original birth rate you had before people artificially uplifted you into a spacefaring race.
It's like saying what was it like next year the birth rate is like 10 kids per every couple, and it's like the year after it's like we bring it back down to two kids per couple. It's like, oh, it's a mortal wound. It's like, no, we just literally brought it back down to what it should have been. So that's it.
About the second beast I briefly mentioned earlier. Well, there's one last distinction that needs to be made first. The first beast is the beast from the sea. The second beast is called the beast from the earth. I think we can all argue that there is one entity that is, in the most literal sense.
He's not about to say Shepard, is he? Because Shepard's a beast. Ha ha ha.
If he's talking about a beast from the earth, he's going to talk about the Halaros.
From Earth. The pro-human at any cost group.
Oh no! Oh, Cerberus! No! Oh, see, we're going back to Chunker, and I miss.
Cerberus is the beast from the earth. What?
Is that because Cerberus is in hell and that's in the earth?
I think you're thinking way too hard about it.
Just to humor the metaphor, many gamers have met this beast before, as it, in the setting of gaming lore, has been around the block. It comes from the mythology provided by Dante Alighieri's Inferno. The role of this beast in the mythology is to guard the gates of the underworld. The role of the biblical version of the beast, however, plays out a little bit differently. According to Revelation 13:15, his role is literally to give breath into the image of the first beast so that it could speak. This is where Commander...
Okay, so so in this analogy, Cerberus is the beast of the earth, and Cerberus, the pro-human splinter group, is giving breath to the council races so that they can fight the Reapers.
But they're fighting against the council.
But they're fighting against the council because they've been infected, they've been brainwashed by using too much Reaper technology. Interesting, that. I think you might have fucked your metaphor a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yes.
Commander Shepard comes in because there's a common theme throughout your playthrough of the final game.
The entire galaxy united. Too bad it took the Reapers to bring us together.
Shepard united them.
I know you didn't like leaving Shepard, but nobody could have accomplished what you've done.
Uniting the Galactic Alliance is the role that Shepard plays in the...
Okay, so I was joking earlier, but wouldn't it make more sense for Shepard to be the beast of the earth because he's the one that brought them together?
Yeah, but
it would be closer, yeah.
Like literally, like that whole little section, that little cutscene, explicitly brings to get the point that it should be Shepard who's the beast of the earth, that breathes life into the seven-headed beast. Because without Shepard, all the council races would have been fighting on their own. And would have been... Oh, God. How am I making this retarded point better than the guy that's made this video?
It's not that hard, mate. Don't worry.
But you use like half brain cell more than he did when he was making the video.
Final game. Without him, the beast would be scattered, and it would not have focused its power in the last stand against the Reapers. In this respect, he is the image of the first beast. But wait a minute, Soul Porpoise, I bet you're thinking. When did Cerberus breathe life into anything in the game?
Because they resurrected. Are you fucking retarded?
Yeah.
You're fucking retarded, bro. The end of Mass Effect 2 was Shepard explicitly leaving Cerberus to go back to the Alliance. And again, like that cuts Cerberus off from being the beast of the earth in this analogy. Because again, it is just Shepard.
Also, Cerberus have always been evil. They don't care about saving the galaxy. They care about saving human interests. And human domination over the galaxy. So, yeah.
That is a pretty essential part of the prophecy. Cerberus actually does come through for us when they create the Lazarus Project to breathe life into Commander Shepard. Pretty remarkable, isn't it?
No.
Remarkably stupid, yes.
Yes. It's like... Oh, whatever.
Like, this is one of those dumb writing decisions that you don't have to make. Like, oh, how are we going to explain that Commander Shepard is starting all over again? Well, here's the thing. You make the level cap of the previous game the baseline for the level of the characters that you're facing now. It is that simple. Like, but you don't even do that, because if you import a game from the previous... You import a save from the previous game, you get the levels anyway.
You get up to at least level 5 straight away.
Like at least level 5, and if I remember correctly, you get a large chunk of either your Paragon or Renegade reputation.
Yep.
Like, so there was literally no point in doing this, because like if you're starting over again, goddamn BioWare, why did you do this?
Well, they're idiots.
Why can't they ever make a good sequel to their games?
I have no idea.
Because I feel like what they had planned for Knights of the Old Republic 2, they wanted to make like an evil Yoda that would betray you like before the game, and he would be the big bad guy. But and then they said like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that like you never actually realized that idea." But I was like, "No, that was a really stupid idea."
Yeah.
Thank God.
They're not very good at writing sequels because they're not really good at writing games in general.
Yeah, it's just like lighting in the ball, pretty much. It just
It's not even
it just
that.
happens to
It's,
stick to the wall,
Mhm.
and they just leave it at that.
Well, it's like it was even, I don't know who it was, about the BioWare Magic, but BioWare Magic is shit. It's just a lot of not doing anything.
Yeah, it has always been so hyped.
I kind of wish I was.
Not yet.
Give it a little while, maybe.
Well, if that doesn't satisfy your prophecy appetite, here are some more for you, you glutton. The Bible predicts the Reaper attack on Earth. It reads, and I quote, "The first angel sounded his trumpet, and although this..."
So,
The first indication of the Reapers invading was loss of contact with the moon.
No, it's not even that. With the Reapers is the fact that there was hundreds of thousands of Batarian refugees from Batarian space who spoke about Reapers because they were invading.
Fuck the Batarians. All right, am I right? Can we just agree to that?
I don't,
Like, there's
no,
not a single.
KOTOR 2 was not a fluke for BioWare. Like they outsourced it to Obsidian, and for a good reason, because they were too busy making Dragon Age and Mass Effect at the time. So, like everything was made by Obsidian, pretty much.
This noise is an obvious musical instrument.
And it's an obvious musical instrument that is okay. Ooh. Okay, the signal to the Reapers invading is not them making the fucking horn noise. It's them being on the planet and invading.
Also, Mass Effect 3 is the first time we hear that horn noise.
Yeah.
Also, they used that same horn noise in Dragon Age Inquisition, so it wasn't obviously, it was just a sound file. So much, it didn't mean anything, but just... Yeah, oh well.
Shouldn't have been the first angel be sovereign?
Yes.
It just makes much more reason, because he's alone, and he's pretty much messenger to all these races.
And he didn't fucking... Which is kind of stupid, because it should have been Harbinger that was the first one, because of what the word Harbinger means.
Yes.
But, another one of those nitpick things, like, But yeah, if Sovereign had been making this noise since the first game, then this could make sense. But we didn't hear this noise until the third one. After they were already invading.
Almost like they didn't think about this when they have ended the first game.
No.
It's almost like they changed the writer. But it might just be me.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It really isn't. Holy shit.
It's also the first time we've heard this terrifying trumpet blast. Then we have what's tantamount to plagiarizing God when Sovereign says,
"We have no beginning. We have no end. We are infinite."
This sounds alarmingly similar to Revelation 22:13, where God says,
Yeah, but
they lie. He's lying.
He's lying.
Because he has got a beginning.
Yes. They have a beginning. We found that out in Mass Effect 3, and in Mass Effect 3 we ended them.
We can end them, yes. By shooting a flimsy pipe.
Yeah, you either shoot a tube or you become the Alpha Omega. Right?
Yeah.
Like Shepard literally becomes the I am who I am, the
Mhm.
Yahweh, whatever thing. Like depending on what the I'm just gonna throw it out there. You can't if you have what is essentially a brain aneurysm,
Mhm.
you cannot be called omnipotent.
Mhm.
You can't like what the fuck? God damn.
I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. We also have this,
If this ain't the end of days, it's pretty damn close.
and that combined with Freddie Prinze Jr. saying this makes a lot more sense.
Oh my
Stop
god.
with those fucking
Oh
jokes.
my god. The Reaper is clipping through this building.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just standard BioWare stuff.
Mhm. It's the same companies that use the same model animations for 20
Oh yeah,
years now.
the same hurt animation where you like grab your spleen and limp off stage
Yep.
left.
Yeah.
Growing up, my pastor told me my sky was chock full of angels. But I didn't live to see this.
That's not to mention the biblical references we see all over. From the characters who inherit their names from the Bible,
Eve? Female's real name unknown. Normandy, a human vessel. Human mythology seemed appropriate under circumstances.
to the project that received the name Lazarus from the miracle. The entire game seems to make sure that you know the New Testament exists.
Okay, so because we named the planets in our solar system Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Venus, that means the Greek gods exist because we named them after things.
This is
Like,
this
doesn't
is
doesn't
guy's really stretching.
how do you come to this conclusion? Like,
That's like no offense, but like I play a lot of the Red Dead games and everything like that. Their missions are literal lines in the Bible with stuff. Does that mean that Red Dead's about the Bible? No, I don't think
yes.
that.
No, it's about climate change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's about climate change. Yeah. So it's just a bit like, oh, they use the word Lazarus. That's literally because it sounds cool. Oh, they use the word Eve. That's because they're idiots and they want to do Adam and Eve because they're fucking idiots. And it's such blatant symbolism.
Yeah,
It's as blatant as Superman doing the cross pose.
Yeah. Also, we find out
idiots. It's idiots
Yes.
who don't know how to do symbolism trying the hardest to do symbolism.
like Superman's totally Jesus because he's a superhero who saves people from things.
Yeah, and he had a beard at one point. So hooray!
Like again, like how many fucking things exist that are named after mythologies all over the earth? That doesn't mean that those things exist.
It's
hell,
just
like-
so easy to make reference to it so people can understand like where it's coming from, like a message.
Let's be honest. The UK has had 6 kings named after a fucking myth about killing a guy killing a dragon. So let's but that must have been real. So
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
purely for the aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love like every single time like people want to make like some review about Evangelion and they want to insert biblical references even though the creator said that like, well, Christianity is kind of exotic for us Japanese because we don't really have it here. So you just decide to like use it up because it's cool.
Like the symbolism of ancient, Christian art is cool, so I'm just going to use that because you got to understand the context of things. Like sometimes people just do the thing. It's like what we were talking about last week. Like maybe the curtains are blue just because the curtains are blue and not because the guy is repressing depression or gay.
Yes. The curtains are blue because it's one of the Mass Effect 3 endings.
Yes.
The door is green because it's green. That's it. What's behind it does not matter.
Yes.
One of the most blatant examples that the Reapers are celestial soldiers of God comes into conversation with Legion when he's describing the relationship between the aptly named heretics and Sovereign.
What did you call Sovereign? Nazara. That was what the programs within the Reaper called themselves. Sovereign was a title given by Saren Arterius.
The actual reason that the developers went with the name Nazara has huge importance. Upon looking up the etymology in my trusty word book, oh what? You call it a dictionary? Look, we get it. You went to college. The word Nazara comes from the Latin Nazareus, and Nazareus is linked to the biblical word Nazarite, which literally translates to one who is consecrated to the service of God.
Obviously not a woman then, because they've been Nazar wrong.
Got him.
That's how you do a joke, mate. not like the crap you've been doing.
Oh, it's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Then, did we ever actually meet the Abrahamic deity? Yeah, we did. I argue that the catalyst is God.
Oh.
No,
God,
it's Mini-Me.
so-
I saw
so-
Austin Powers like kick him to the.
The thing that I find so funny is like he's saying the catalyst is God when we know who created the catalyst. The catalyst. What God? Where's Smud when we need him? So man, get in here.
Fuck, I'll try it. I'll send Smud the stream here. Like,
the catalyst is God, but we know that the Leviathans made the catalyst. So the Leviathans are God's creators. So who's God's creators in the Book of Revelations?
Exactly.
So no fair. Now I ain't a big city slipping Christian and all that sort of stuff, but I think you're talking bullshit.
It could be the case that he is talking bullshit.
Just before
I fell asleep at Sunday school and everything like that, but I still think there's a big difference between a glowy kid and God.
Yeah, like a God that has a beginning, even though like Christian God does not have a beginning.
Yeah.
Like, we met the fucking creator of this thing, guy.
Yeah.
His body physically seems to die. His body collapses and you see him ascend to the heavens encompassed in a white light.
No. I did not just see what the fuck I just saw. I did not just see what the fuck I just saw.
His body collapses and you see him ascend to the heavens.
Please tell me this. Please tell me this.
Yeah, but no,
man.
Yeah, that's the elusive man. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Just like a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
But even still, why are his legs floating up? Why?
Because artistic integrity and speculation from everyone.
Like,
yeah, that's more likely that like the ragdoll engine just wasn't working at that moment for the cutscene, which
also,
plays the same way every single time.
Like, his body appears, like Shepard's body appears to die. Do you know how fucking fucked up he is? Like, at a certain point, adrenaline will not compensate for your body just shutting down. Like, and sure, you can wake up after sustaining that much damage, the amount of damage that Shepard has done, especially when you're a fucking superhuman like Shepard is.
Yeah, Shepard's more cybernetic than human at this point.
Yeah. But even in the first game, you're taught it's either the first game or the second game, there are genetic enhancements that human soldiers go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so they're already augmented. So like the amount of damage that Shepard could deal with and revive from is already higher than a normal humans. On top of cybernetic augments. And again, like at a certain point you collapse from exhaustion, and when you rest for a little while, you wake up. That's not you dying, that is you going to sleep.
Mm-hmm. He's just passed out, and he's now been written out.
Yeah.
Shepard is now atop the Citadel, and although I don't have any personal experience with this, I've been told that there's no air in space to speak in, or breathe. Now we are greeted by a boy dressed.
He's still in it, though. He is still in the Citadel.
Hmm. He should be dead, though, by the way.
When you go to the top of a building, right, there's still air in the building.
Yeah, but in the Citadel, he should. It's different because like he's now on the outside of it.
Except
in
he's
the part
clearly
where,
except he's clearly
but,
inside.
But he's not clearly inside. He's on the outside.
I can see.
No, that's the Crucible.
What?
Connected. Yeah, that's the Crucible.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and doubt that. Also,
no, that's the Crucible. He's literally on the bottom end, on the outside of the Citadel at this point in time. He's out in space. Like if he jumps up, he's in space.
That's retarded. Like, if at any point any one of these ships in the background accidentally shoots the fucking red tube, then the Reapers are done.
Yeah, but this is.
I'm gonna go ahead and just assume this is still inside.
No, it's not.
Because if it's outside, then it's even more. If it's outside, the game is even more retarded, and I don't want it to be.
The game is even more. The game is more retarded. It's outside. Why are you doubting me? It's outside.
Because I don't want to believe that somebody could be that dumb.
They are this dumb.
Like, I don't. Like, how do you fuck up? How do you fuck something like that up? How?
Very easily. Very easily.
Like, I can't even put myself in the headspace of coming up with an idea that stupid.
Well, that's what happens.
Like, maybe if I got crossfaded, I could come up with something that dumb. God damn.
It's in white wool, transparent, glowing in an ethereal white light, and these symbols aren't unique to.
No, he's definitely inside because that's a roof.
No, that's not the roof.
That's
the Crucible. He's on the bottom part. You can see exactly where he is.
So Shepard is bottom.
I can't. Like, this has to be like something with glass or some shit.
No, there's no glass.
Or like a fucking force field or something.
There's no force field or anything.
Oh god.
Right, you literally see where the Crucible connects in a cutscene, don't you? And then the light like flicks on, makes the pulse, and that's where Shepard ends up. So he's on the outside.
God damn it!
Young boy is something that literature has often used to symbolize God. After all,
when has literature ever used a young boy to symbolize God?
God
is always an all-powerful, like a muscular man, a grown man, like who has a white beard to symbolize age and experience, but still has the vitality of a grown man in his prime to symbolize that he has power still. What?
I'm trying to think of when a child has been used to represent God, and
like the only thing I can think of are cherubs, but those are like specifically different kinds of angels.
It is generally argued that God must be innocent, and if God does represent innocence, then there is certainly innocence in the child that now haunts Shepard, whom he.
But the child that haunts Shepard isn't the catalyst.
But why would the catalyst even care about a child on Earth?
Why does Shepard care about a child on Earth?
What?
He failed to protect on Earth. Lastly, if the catalyst is God, his explanations now seem to make a lot more sense.
The Reapers are mine. I control them.
Like, it's an AI.
Yeah.
it explains that it's an AI. We met the Leviathan. The Leviathan explained that it created the AI that controlled the Reapers.
Mm-hmm.
They are my solution. You bring it on yourselves. The created will always rebel against their creators.
This line right here. This is the most important line in the entire.
But it's a creation that rebelled against its creator. What
exactly.
are you talking?
Game, because he is referring to humans rebelling against their creators, i.e., God. After all,
no, he's talking about synthetics rebelling against organic, so nothing.
Yes.
Nothing about God at all.
Like, the Reapers are not the ones that created human or any of the races. Any of the races. Like, that's just like evolution happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Reapers just salted their technology throughout the universe. That way, people that evolved on these different planets would come to use Reaper technology. That way, the Reapers would have the upper hand because they know what the technology is.
Yeah. Oh, well,
certainly is responsible for being our creator if we are to believe the Bible. And this brings me to the well-established theme of the relationship between the Geth and the Quarians. They certainly were one hell of a case study for the created rebelling against its creators.
Yes, because the Quarians created synthetics with artificial intelligences, and then the artificial intelligence rebelled, just like the Reapers rebelled against Leviathans.
Yep.
We know this because we talked to one.
Mm-hmm.
But as we see here,
wait, the Geth spared the last Quarians? You let them go.
We were in our infancy. We could not calculate the repercussions of destroying an entire species. Our creators.
They chose not to destroy their creators because they couldn't predict the implications of making such a choice. And here you are atop the catalyst, forced to contemplate the same decision. But we'll come back to this point. For now, let's take a look at what can be learned from the very central theme of the creation of the Geth. After all, we have a remarkably similar origin.
Unit has an inquiry.
What is it, 431?
Do these units have a soul?
Who taught you that word?
We learned it ourselves. It appears 216 times in the Scroll of Ancestors.
Only Quarians have souls. You're a mechanism.
And we later learn what this question leads to.
Do you remember the question that caused the creators to attack us, Talizora? Does this unit have a soul?
Notice how the question changed from these units to this unit. It's a semantic variation, but it's also a symbolic one. They were designed to work from consensus, and now they desire individuality. What caused the Geth to rebel was their desire to be like their creators and have a soul. Legion is a character who shows the most dramatic signs of this evolution. When you first meet Legion, Miranda says that he is only wearing Shepard's old armor because of a simple coincidence. She argues that wearing his armor as a trophy would imply an emotion that AIs lack. So maybe I'm conditioned to think this way, but whenever Miranda says something, I assume it's wrong.
That can't be right.
But Miranda is right a lot. What are you talking about? Are you retarded?
When this person says something, I assume they're wrong. Okay, whenever you say something, I'm assuming you're wrong now.
Yeah. Okay, Hawk. Am I crazy, or is Miranda right about a lot of things?
She's right about a few things, yeah. She's not always wrong. I'm trying to think of times when she's been wrong.
Like, she actively discourages you from going after the Reaper IFF too early, which leads to the bad endings.
Yeah, she goes, yeah, we need to build up a squad. Yeah, so she's right about that.
Yeah, she's right about that. Like, she ends up, like, if you go the Paragon route, she ends up leaving Cerberus, so...
Yeah, so she's right about that. She's right that the Elusive Man will come after her because he doesn't take rejection. She's right about that. She's right about.
If you warn her about Kai Lang, she'll be able to defend herself. So she's not.
Yeah,
like,
but she's also right about the fact that the only thing she's ever wrong about is trusting the cat.
Yeah, which is an emotional thing because that was her friend.
Yeah.
Like that was not even her being wrong. That's her trusting a guy that could be bought, which is an honest mistake.
Yeah, but she rectifies it.
Yes.
She's also right about Wilson being a traitor.
Yep.
Even though still don't really. Well, it's Mass Effect 2. The story doesn't make sense. I'm just trying to think about what else is she right about. So I've already named more stuff. So yeah, you can't just say whatever.
And the thing he's talking about, right? He's like, oh, that can't be right. Like the Reapers can't be like the Collector base cannot be in the Galactic Core because ships can't survive in the Galactic Core. Yeah. And guess what? It turns out that she's right because you need a specific device to get you past destruction by entering the Galactic Core. Like, if you didn't have the Reaper IFF and you went through the Omega Relay, you would have died. And fuck, you almost did. Because of how many ships went in there and died. What? God, how? How you do this?
My calculations are correct. The Collector homeworld is located within the Galactic Core.
It's just easier this way.
Okay, and here's another guy saying the exact same thing that Miranda said, because they can't believe it, because according to everything they've been taught, you cannot survive in the Galactic Core, which is correct, because you need a specific thing. A specific bit of Reaper technology to do it.
No, it's not even that. It's the fact that the Reapers could build something next to a black hole. Yeah, they have the technology. Everyone else doesn't. Jesus Christ.
So in a way, she is correct, because unless you have that technology yourself, you're going to get fucked up. And humans don't have that tech on their own. They needed to steal it from a Reaper.
Oh well. Anyway.
Also, I love how the Reaper IFF somehow didn't like corrupt the Normandy or any of the other crew on the Normandy. Like, even though just having Reaper tech corrupts your brain. Whatever, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's look at the conversation with Legion and try to get an idea for how wrong Miranda is yet again.
When we took you aboard, I noticed you have a piece of N7 armor welded to you. Where did you get it?
It was yours.
That doesn't explain why you used my armor to fix yourself.
There was a hole.
But why didn't you fix it sooner? Or with something else?
No data available.
Legion wears this armor of the...
Wow. What a conversation.
How was she wrong?
I don't know.
Like, how? What? Like, the entire... She said that it would imply an emotional sensation that AIs don't have. Exactly. Like, that is the entire point of figuring out whether this thing has a consciousness. Like, VIs, artificial intelligences and virtual intelligences do not have that. Like, so yes, the Geth have crossed over into the threshold of being a sapient species. Like, so again, this is her making an honest mistake. Like, I don't get the hate from Miranda. I really don't. Aside from her fucking with Jack, but Jack's a prickly bitch too, so, they counter each other.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter. That's...
This doesn't make any sense. What the... Oh, goddamn.
Fallen galactic hero, because it offers something that's highly symbolic. It makes him unique and allows him to separate himself from the massive groupthink that is the Geth. The soul Legion is after represents individuality, and having this soul is what's important to him. So important It's the last thing on his mind before he dies.
Talisora. Does this human have?
Yes. Yes, it does.
What we can learn from this is that there's a natural desire for the created to become like their creators. In this case, it's to have a soul. So what's this got to do with us? Well, for that answer, we need to look to our origin story. And I know that many of you are not in this for a Sunday school lesson, so I'll try to make this as fast as possible. Adam and Eve were created in the image of God, and things were pretty swell. The rules were this. There were 2 trees from which man was forbidden to eat. The tree of knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life. Well, we all know the rest of it.
No, you could eat from the tree of life. It was just the tree of the knowledge of good and bad, because that is what belonged to God.
Oh, I guess he's not a real Christian.
Like, I haven't read the Bible in years, and I still remember that.
Yeah, but we not all of us are part of an insane Jehovah's Witness cult. Some of us, you know.
Fair enough. some of you had lives.
Mm-hmm. Long, boring, uninteresting lives. Oh dear me.
Man ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and from this he obtained what many argue is man's free will. As punishment, man was forbidden to re-enter the Garden of Eden, but God banishes man for another reason on top of this. In Genesis 3:20, God says, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat, and live forever."
Yeah, because they had access to that fruit already.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why they had to be kicked. That's why humanity had to be kicked out of the garden. Because okay, you'd be able to live forever and have the knowledge of good and bad. Those 2 things were not compatible in God's view. Is literally only from the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. Like we were put on this earth to live forever, according to the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because Adam and Eve ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and bad is why we are not living forever currently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you fuck that up?
And so if it's to be understood that the only thing separating humanity from being equal to God is immortality, does this also mean that if God is made mortal, we will become godlike? For this...
No, it would make God mortal.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, okay,
I don't know.
If you cut my legs off at the knee, I don't become a midget. You just cut my legs off at the knee. What the fuck?
And I thought like the Scooby-Doo jokes were bad.
Yeah. This is just terrible. This is just a terrible video.
Yes! Yeah.
Oh, look at that mustache.
Who has already taken a stab at this question in his story, The Gay Science. He writes, "God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. Yet his shadow still looms. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderer of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what sacred games shall we have to invent? Is not the greatness of this deed too great for us? Must we ourselves not become God simply to appear worthy of it? And if making your final choice actually does kill God, well, where does that leave us? We never could be certain if God had a plan for us all, but I think it's safe to say that this has been taken off the table. And this is something that's made clear by the Reapers, when they let us know how they view themselves.
We represent order. We impose order.
And how they view humanity.
You represent chaos.
Chaos.
And this brings us to the fact that one of the implied consequences
Words.
of God dying is pure nihilism. The philosophy...
Like, Just because somebody says that they are imposing order does not mean that they are imposing
Imposing order.
one order at all.
Oh,
and two,
yeah.
a good order.
Yeah, exactly. The Nazis were, imposing order.
So were the communists.
Yeah, same thing. Where's Wisp? Sorry, sorry. There's usually a German shouting about socialism at some point.
I can hear it in the wind.
Socialism. Bye.
Philosophy that not only do things happen for no real reason, but there's no such thing as objective morality, and there's no meaning of life. Ultimately, this is
like the point of like Nietzschean philosophy is to create purpose of your own accord. Find your purpose and live to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is another asshole who misinterprets it as like he talks about nihilism, which is
No,
incredible.
if you actually read Nietzsche, then you will realize no, that is not what he was talking about. Like it is like Nietzsche talks about the nihilistic part of what Nietzsche is talking about is like it's what you experience when you leave a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, like I had a purpose that the cult gave me. What the fuck am I supposed to do now that I'm out of the cult? And once you break past that, like, oh, I can do whatever I feel like it. Whatever I set my mind to, I can do. What's up?
Zach wants to join.
What's poppin'? Wow, I don't even get the intro anymore?
Nah, we have the intro.
We were talking about 9/11.
Yes.
All right. I just got home from work. What'd I miss?
Oh,
it was a late day. Bit of a late day.
So much, man.
Mass Effect is the Bible.
Maybe he read Nietzsche from Wikipedia.
Okay, you want to run that by me? Also, hi Hawk. Nice to see you again. Nice to meet you.
You all right?
What? Sorry, I don't speak in it.
All right then. Anyway, Mass Effect's the Bible.
Yes.
Jesus Christ is Miranda because.
And if God would have eaten from the tree of knowledge, then he would not be immortal.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we like, that's one of the things he said. Like, if we kill God, doesn't that make us God? Like, no, it makes God mortal.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just. I mean, it makes God mortal and also makes you, pretty strong. I wouldn't want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
But also, the catalyst is God as well in Mass Effect.
Like, and what he was talking about, the Nietzschean quote was just like, okay, thanks. Like the Nietzschean quote he was just talking about. The Nietzschean quote he was just talking about.
All right, guys, what's happening? Oh, well, Mass Effect's like the Bible. Zach, all right, I'm going to be going.
Literally,
all right, sorry about that. Random cat yelling in the background. Okay, what's up?
Like, so, like, the Nietzschean quote he was talking about, like, aren't we godlike for having killed God? Like, that's one of the questions.
Okay.
Like, that is one of the questions that you ask yourself, like, what are we going to do to replace God? Like, is it us? Like, no, and that's, like, ultimately Nietzsche says no. Like, you don't need a God, not a metaphysical one, not one you make out of another person, or that you make out of yourself.
No, you literally you have yourself. You have what you make of the world. Once you kill God, you have freedom. And it's cheesy as it fucking sounds. I'm gonna bring in the Assassin's Creed quote. Nothing is true, everything is nothing is true, everything is permitted. Sorry, fumbled my words a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing is true, everything is permitted. Now, that may sound like a freeing statement, but really it's a call of responsibility. You have the ultimate responsibility. There is nothing for you to lay the responsibility upon. There is nothing for you to just put the blame on. you have yourself, and you must carve your own path. You have the responsibility to be moral and just with it. It's up to you to decide what to do with your life and, by extension, the world. Now, that it's a call of responsibility, it's a call for responsibility, and it's a warning. And I think it fits pretty well with Nietzsche, God is dead. Once God is out of the picture and we see a society moving away from more religious driven views and religious morals, now the responsibility is on us. It's not a book. It's not some book written by a bunch of old fucks back in 1012. It's us. That is a horrifying revelation, but it's a responsibility that the human race as a whole must accept and do well with.
And the horrifying aspect comes in that people are going to want to replace God with themselves or an ideology.
Yes, and this is where you get the ideologues, right? This is where you get people saying, "Oh, don't worry, I have the answers." And my answers, phone. And my answers are can be bought for $19.99 on Amazon if you buy my book. And I will provide you with a framework and lenses to look at the world and how to view the world and how to come up with answers and stuff, rather than free thinking. Free thinking allows you to take on each issue, each problem, each ideology on its merits and judge them for yourself based on your own logic and what you know. That's where free thinking comes in. You can explore the world on your own and test things against your own logic and against your own knowledge and against your own morals. Sips Dr. Pepper. Liberal.
This is what the Reapers argue will happen. Without them, all organic life will destroy itself by creating synthetics.
Okay, so that is a weird thing with the Reapers, and I never played 3, by the way. I played Mass Effect 1 and 2.
Oh my God.
I have 3 in my Steam library, just never had the urge to play it.
Don't bother.
That bad, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
But unless you have mods, you cannot get certain endings because those certain endings depend on you playing the online component.
Interesting. That's weird. But the Reapers see themselves as necessary because if they don't wipe out all life every few thousand some odd years, then life will replace everything with synthetic. Well, that comes down to free will, and I guess that's part of the Reapers' free will, if they have free will or if they have a hive mind, whatever. That's certainly they're free to do that, but shouldn't the freedom also be in the hands of life? Shouldn't the freedom also be in the hands of the other sentient beings in the universe? And we start getting to the battle
honestly,
of ideologies.
What is the ultimate bad of evolving yourself into being a synthetic creature?
Yeah, and that's another takeaway. Like, what? Okay, so humanity, not humanity, but all life will eventually just create synthetics. Okay, so are we ascending to the next? Is that like a next level? Is that just a natural progression? If that's a natural progression, then why stop it?
Yeah.
What's the end goal here? Are we just have you set a limit? Like, did something maybe this is something I don't think is explored. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did the Reapers reach that point where they ascended so much or evolved so much and then just progressed too far that they
No.
made themselves synthetic, and
Zach,
they're like, oh my god, we can't let any other life in the universe do this.
We found the creature that made the Reapers, and it looks like it's the same size as the Reapers, and it's an organic version of what the Reapers look like.
Okay.
Like, so all of this shit is predicated on like a creature with Reaper abilities, but that is organic, creating the Reapers, and then the Reapers going full Skynet and destroying the Leviathans, which is what those organic beings are called.
Okay. And
that's it. It's just rogue AI again.
2022. Where is my sex
So it's
androids
just a
as
cat.
was promised back in 80s? Simon, I agree. Where are my sex robots?
Sex robot, sex robot, sex robot, sex robot.
If the Reapers were just sex robots, like everyone would love this trilogy.
coming to your
Am I too
town.
loud, by the way? I feel like I'm
He
too loud.
wants to get
Just a bit.
down.
I'll just turn myself down on voice mod. Mark, do you have anything to add to what I just said? Am I did I ramble too much? I don't know. Do you have anything to add? I feel like you might have more knowledge about Mass Effect than I do.
It's actually Hawk that would have the knowledge.
Hawk, do you have anything to add? I don't know if I rambled too much, but yeah.
No.
Do you have anything?
What you said was fine.
Essentially, yes, Tyler Preston.
It's just a remake
In
of the
space.
Terminator.
Essentially,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
like,
pretty much, yeah.
the Reapers are saving. The Reapers are saving us.
that.
No, it is because the Reapers are saving us from creating synthetics that'll kill us by being created synthetics that killed their previous creator and are now doing it to us.
That's not Terminator though. So
Well, that's a concept you can kind of explore. Is that if that's a natural progression, that life creates synthetic beings that eventually, I guess, want to spread and conquer and can do so with ease because the synthetic beings are basically gods, but the Reapers are already there, so they don't want a challenger. They don't want another synthetic being coming up.
No,
you could have explored that concept. That sounds really interesting.
That would have been an interesting concept. Like,
But that's not what happened.
Every person who has played Mass Effect has come up with a better concept. One of the things that I came up with was they had a whole dark energy subplot, right? That destroys suns, right? So I'm thinking, oh, hey, like the Reapers have been around for so long, they realize, hey, after about 50,000 years of these creatures, existing, they end up creating dark energy, and dark energy destroys entire solar systems when you use them. So we need to destroy these things so that they do not destroy all organic life with this dark energy bullshit.
Well, then the question comes: were the Reapers just the first to figure, like, they got to that point where they could figure it out, and they're like, oh my god, if anybody does this, did it happen before? Did they witness it happen? Are they literally just the first, and they're just that fucking old?
Like, and that would have been like, that's the reason why they exist in dark space, because they're coming from a different galaxy.
Huh.
Where that, I would think, like, that would have been the thing. They could have been from a different galaxy where exactly that happened.
Hmm.
And they didn't want to see it happen again to this new young galaxy, the Milky Way, where we are. So they came up with this plan of like, okay, we'll allow these species to do this, and if they develop dark energy technology, we will destroy them. And it kept happening, and it kept happening, and it kept happening. And then they seeded their technology to try and get people away from using dark energy. Because maybe they'll evolve technology that doesn't lead them to dark energy, but it kept happening, so they kept harvesting.
Hmm.
And now you, as the human Commander Shepard, have to, destroy them because they're not. You can't just convince the Reapers that you can't just convince the Reapers that everything will be fine if you just leave us alone, because we've developed dark energy bullshit already.
Mm-hmm. The whole
Like we're
story's
already at the
shit.
state of technology, like in the Mass Effect universe, we're at the state of technology where we could defeat them conventionally.
It would have been nice to. Well, I know a little bit about what happens with the ending. That you basically have 3 choices: red, green, and blue.
Mhm.
One of them is like merge synthetic and organic life.
Yeah, that's
One of them
green.
is like self-destruct all the Mass Effect relays, and another one is
Become God, essentially.
oh well,
That's the blue.
awesome. I
Yeah.
guess maybe I don't fucking know. And I know that the option to go fuck you, Star Child, I will we'll beat the Reapers ourselves. We're not sticking to your stupid options, stupid arbitrary options. And I'm like, yeah, that's based. And then it's like, nope, that's a bad ending. I'm like, what?
But yeah,
Like,
the option, the ending where you shoot the little Star Child in the face is like, fuck it. But
Mm-hmm.
like I
and apparently
said at
that's the
beginning of
bad
stream-
ending. And it's
no,
like,
but like I said
oh,
at the beginning of the stream, it ends up being the good ending anyway because we cut to the future and the cycle that follows us is the one that destroyed the Reapers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so bad ending for humanity and all the current other races in this cycle, but we did more than every other cycle before us and paved the way for the ultimate destruction of the Reapers.
oh, neat. Well,
So-
unfortunately, that leads the way to all synthetic life being created and eating organic life, which is
But
basically just the plot of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, but then it doesn't because we have Mass Effect Andromeda, which takes place 600 years in the future. And in a different
No, you're
galaxy.
wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's a bad ending.
Simply put, there will
Oh
be
well.
The problem here is that you don't really have a way of knowing this to be true. You just have to kind of take the Reaper's word for it. Plus, Mass Effect seems to have
Yeah, it's almost as if that's like a thing. Like we have to take the Reaper's word for it. Well, the Reapers are giant robots that are trying to murder us because of a thing of like ruthless math.
And we also have to take the story's word for it because it's a poorly written story.
Yeah.
Or at least just from what I've been told.
Yes.
Pretty optimistic view of our diplomatic relations.
Legion? That's back when I activated you on the Normandy.
Yes.
You've been thinking about when we met?
You were the first organic to openly cooperate with Geth since the end of the Morning War. We wish to ensure you are not the last.
And that's not just synthetics of Quarian design. We also have a cooperative synthetic in the somehow sexy and sometimes witty Edie.
You want me to go crawling through the ducts again?
I enjoy the sight of humans on their knees.
Hey, it's okay if you don't have a droll reply to give her back, Joker. We'll get you set up with the writers of The Big Bang Theory. There's no one better.
I'm sorry, was there a point in there or?
It's
No.
a joke. Don't worry about it.
No,
His
it's
point
it's a
is
gag
Big
for
Bang-
him.
Big Bang Theory is funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Scooby Doo jokes are fun.
Bazinga.
That was funny. So this is where the comparison between the Geth and the humans really splits off. Remember how the Geth decided not to destroy their creators because they could not predict the implications of that action? Let us now come back to the point that I put off and look at our final decision. You now have the choice, either to put off the decision, merge synthetic and organic life, or destroy the Reapers. Now, Nietzsche doesn't conform to one school of thought, but I think one of his most important ideas, and the one that we've already touched on, is his belief in individualism. He comes up with the term Übermensch, and although it sounds just like another funny German word like schnitzel or hamburger,
get to the point.
Burger, Übermensch essentially means that it's the responsibility and the privilege of the individual to determine the meaning of their existence for themselves. Other
Yes.
existentialists get in on this idea as well. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre argues that one's individuality is defined by the choices that they make, and hopefully there's a reason for why they make these decisions. And that's what's so extraordinary about the fact that our story is told through this medium. Mass Effect allows you to make your own choices about how you interact
Ah,
with
the good game.
not as a gimmick, but as a didactic.
All right. So pause. Has he made like? I'm just kind of like okay throughout most of this right now. He's not really saying too much.
Exactly.
He's just kind of saying things Nietzsche did and I guess now we're gonna
It's literally
go
just
into how Mass Effect mirrors life because you can make choices.
Yes, you have in life you have an infinite number of choices, which is symbolized in Mass Effect, where you have one choice. That's not
Mass
even a
Effect
choice.
is a lot like life, whereas life you can plan an infinite series of events and go on an infinite series of paths, whereas in Mass Effect you have checks
One path.
calculator 3. Great, awesome, love it.
Like three that end up being the exact same thing anyway.
Like great, love it. Anyway,
yeah.
I just hope he kind of gets to a point here.
Keep hoping.
Like every like all four endings are the Reapers are defeated eventually, or the Reapers are defeated in all four endings. So it's literally the same ending. It's just packaged differently.
By the way, I will say, this so far has been, I guess, the most interesting video we've covered.
Oh,
like
really?
it's like there's points that we can, there's points that we can like counter, and you know,
mean from the
it's an
ones that
interesting
we have covered?
It's an interesting concept of a video, and so far it's not just like, no, you're wrong, moving on.
I mean, it makes more sense than the seven-dimensional orphans, but
Yeah, you know you're coming in now, right? All of this before you got here was that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A way to teach us about the reality in which we actually participate. And given
What?
Swerve's definition of an
All right, can you run that back?
No,
Run it back.
I did not hear what the fuck he just
allows you to make your own choices about how you interact with this universe, not as a gimmick, but as a didactic mechanism. That is to say, a way to teach us about the reality in which we actually participate. And given
Mass Effect is a method of teaching us about what the fuck. Mass Effect didn't teach me shit except to be more critical in the things I buy.
Yeah. Mass Effect 3 taught me not to pre-order video games.
Yes.
Do we need to discuss that?
No.
Nope. No, we can
Okay,
move on.
so it just audience, just so you know, Mass Effect does not teach you about life choice.
Mass Effect doesn't teach you about life, yes.
Mass Effect does not teach you about how to properly handle life choices. Punching a reporter in the face and saying, "I have had it with your..."
based and red pilled, but you probably shouldn't do that unless because people will see you.
I've had enough of your disingenuous accusations, and then punches reporter in the face. I'm like, no.
Now, like you shouldn't do that where people can see you, because you don't have the clout that Commander Shepard has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life is complicated. I don't know why I need to say that right now, but life is very complicated, and there's a myriad of factors that go into damn near every decision you ever make. And there's also an infinite series of unforeseen consequences to every decision that you make. They can be good consequences, they can be bad consequences, they can be nothing consequences, they can be significant consequences. There's a lot. Not so much a Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a video game made in, I think, 2012? 2013?
2006 was the first one.
2007.
The first one, yeah.
2007, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so I would imagine that it's limited quite heavily by the technology of its time.
Yes.
And even now, we don't have video games where you can have infinitely branching storylines. Kind of how life is. Life is very complicated. So to simplify it down to Mass Effect is very, very, very odd. Especially when Mass Effect ends in one of 4 choices.
That all end up being essentially the same thing. Reapers defeated.
Yeah. Not the best point I would make. I could maybe see this guy arguing, oh well, the choices you make in Mass Effect 1 could have unforeseen consequences in Mass Effect 3. So, be more critical of the decisions you make. Okay, yeah, I guess that's a good lesson. No, it also does that Witcher 3, which someone in this group is playing.
Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, fuck's sake. I think Witcher 3 even has I think it's 4 endings. And there's a lot of choices to be made in Witcher 3.
I've got to buy that. So
yeah, it's very good.
I'm proof to my girlfriend that the Netflix series is shit.
Yes.
Yeah, Witcher 3. If you ever Bear, how much of a bitch is Yen?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but she's still gonna be as much of a bitch as the Yen on the fucking Netflix series.
Yeah. What's great about Yen in Witcher 3 is that Yen is not the main character.
Yes.
Oh.
Yen is the girlfriend, right? Or potential girlfriend. Like there's
one
another
of two
chick,
girlfriends, yes.
Yeah, one of 2 girlfriends and one of 4 chicks you can fuck.
Yeah,
which is much like my life.
Yes.
Also, Yen is actually
It teaches
attractive.
about real life, yes.
Well, I mean, in Witcher 3, if you try to seduce Yen and Triss, you get neither.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, especially because you're gonna be like in the missions that I'm doing right now, you're gonna end up putting both of them in very close proximity with each other, and they don't like each other. So if you're trying to fuck both of them at the same time, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna figure you out.
Oh yeah, they don't like each other. Whereas in the Netflix series, Triss is really likes Yen and has hero worship of her.
Yeah, no. Like when you first go to Kaer Morhen, which is the Wolf Witcher School training ground, and you find Yen there, like the
first thing she does is yeet a bed out the window of a tower because it had a red hair in it.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to when my girlfriend finds out that Yen tries to sacrifice Ciri in the Netflix series to get her powers back.
What?
What?
Oh, and yeah, Yennefer betrays Geralt and tries to kill Ciri to the deathless mother.
Okay, Bear, have you gotten to Ciri yet?
No, but I'm
just going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to spoil this. Very small spoiler. Very small spoiler.
No,
very small.
No spoiler. I just.
All right, mute.
I saw Yen torture a corpse to try and find information on Ciri to save Ciri from the Wild Hunt.
Oh no, she goes along with it, and then at the last minute decides to change her mind, so she's not the villain. And it's like, oh my fucking god!
Oh, so this is amounted to nothing. Okay.
Thank you. So basically, Jake Skywalker standing over his nephew's bed with struck lightsaber and goes, nah, he's not gay enough for me to kill him.
No, but it's literally one of those where it's like, oh, I've given her to the deathless mother, and it's like, oh no, I've done something bad. I'll go and rescue her myself. And it's like, oh my
fuck
off,
fucking woman.
Fuck off.
Seriously, this entire Netflix series is literally the Yennefer show. It is all about her. The first episode of season 2, we got about 15 minutes in, and 60% of the dialogue was people asking about Yennefer.
Like, which is
in the
funny.
Witcher show.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I played the missions with Yen, right? And I haven't seen her. And I've been playing Witcher for every day after work for the past 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I'm not watching Peaky Blinders with me, you son of a bitch.
And I haven't seen Yennefer in like 4 days of playing the game.
You've
also been playing Hearts of Stone, and she's just not in that deal.
Okay,
Exactly, that's my
Bears.
point. Like, I have not seen her in 4 days after I completed her missions.
Bears. This is how bad it is. The last line of season 2 is Siri asking the question, "Who's Yennefer?" And season 2 pretty much starts off with Geralt shouting Yennefer. And then
why?
Siri asks where Yennefer is, and then 2 sorcerers ask where Yennefer is, and then they keep asking where Yennefer is, and they say, "Oh, she's dead," and everyone's upset. And then it goes to Yennefer, and we follow Yennefer around with elves. I'm just a bit like, oh my fucking god, get on with the actual enjoyable bit with Geralt and Ciri, because Yennefer's boring as fuck, and I don't like her. She's not a nice person. She's not a good character. She's not a strong, independent woman. She's an absolute fucking bitch who literally tried to kill Yaskia and then tried to kill Geralt on numerous occasions, but for some reason he fell in love with her. So within
By the way,
10
that
minutes
first
of
episode that Geralt meets her and she
Mhm.
does all this fucking weird shit, he asks
with
the djinn to bind
Yeah.
them together forever.
together. Yeah. I'm like, why? And it's like, oh well, they're love interests in the game. What?
But yeah, okay. And if you in the game, if you break that, right, and you tell Yennefer that the magic's gone, it was all to the djinn that we keep going to. Like, she's sad, right? But then you move on and you try and be adults about the situation, right?
Oh no, she is a massive paddy attack.
Okay, how is Yennefer in the games compared to the show? So I'll tell you this: Yennefer is a massive fucking bitch, but she gets better. She gets a lot better, and that's like it's
And even if she
unreal
didn't-
how much better she gets.
Even if
As
she
you
didn't
go
get better.
on, she starts to chill the fuck out by a lot and trust Geralt more.
Mhm.
And
And even
starts
if
to
she
treat
didn't-
Geralt like a big boy. The second she
bitch-
does that, bear earmuffs. I'm not going to spoil anything, but earmuffs. Like if you get with Yen, I always get with Yen because lore reasons.
Mhm.
If you get with Yen, she shows up again in Blood and Wine. And then you just kind of have like a good time with her. She's like a good person and just wants to drink wine and fuck. That's it. She's like, yes, our struggles are over. Let's just drink wine and fuck all day. Like, oh, just today, right? No, for the rest of our lives, idiot.
Mhm. But in the show, it's just getting worse and worse and worse, and she's just becoming completely unlikable. And the actress they've got for her not only doesn't even look anything like Yen from the games, but is supposedly this massive seductress as well. And I'm like, this woman's fucking hideous. I just find her so unattractive.
I
And
find
it's
her
like,
attractive. I disagree with you. You are ad homineming the fuck out of
I'm
that
not.
woman. She has
No,
done
I'm not.
nothing wrong with you or to
She's
you.
done loads. She's done loads.
No.
She's put me through 2 seasons of shit.
Listen, you were being disingenuous, sir.
But the thing is, as well, she gets everything given to her. Like, there's no struggle for her.
There's a bit of struggle at first.
No, there fucking isn't.
Yeah, there fucking is. She's all ugly and hunchback and shit, and people bully the shit out of her. She has a struggle at first. After that, she's just hot and does stuff.
And there's no comeuppance for anything that she does.
Yes.
Everything she does is right, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I will agree. I will agree there. She
And
does
it's
have a
just like,
struggle at first, though.
She has a bare minimum of a struggle, to the fact that some guy still fucks her when she's hunchback. So.
Oh yeah. But then he's embarrassed about it. Because, I mean, who wouldn't be?
Yeah, who wouldn't be? But, oh, well, she has that. And it's like, oh, okay. And then she goes, oh, I don't want any kids. I'm going to do all this sort of stuff. Then she wants kids. It's like, okay, I get that. That's great. Wonderful. But it's
also like 0.5 seconds after that she gets like, the uterus move. Which was a struggle made up for the show, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just a bit like, oh, okay.
No, in the Witcher universe, they're just sterile.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't get their fucking uterus removed.
Uterus ripped out. Yeah. And then grilled like a fucking steak somewhere. It's like, oh, okay. Thanks for that imagery. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But
just any adaptations, just leave it
the thing is,
how about we just don't do any more like Netflix or Amazon adaptations? How about we just don't? How about we just we can just take our good things and then just leave them the fuck alone? Because I used to want anime adaptations of everything, of all the mangas in the world, and I'm just like, yeah, just copy and paste stuff. And then the studio goes, yeah, we'll make an anime out of this. We're gonna change fucking everything, by the way.
Yeah,
great, love it.
Why would you do that?
My thing as well, I'm starting to like Henry Cavill as Geralt. He's starting to grow
Henry
on me.
Cavill's great. He's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's
He's
the
really
same
good.
problem with Superman. We have a great a perfect casting.
It's Henry fucking Cavill. Like think about that man has so much charisma.
Perfect casting for it, but we have idiots behind the thing writing him.
I really like how we derailed the entire video to talk about Witcher.
And now we're just gushing over Henry Cavill and how much I want to fuck him. I mean, I don't want to. I would never. I'm straight. I'm good. I don't want to.
No, don't. Let's put it this way. When me and my missus are watching it, there's like a fucking wet patch with her. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Oh, isn't he so cute and wonderful? I'm like, I don't care. He's a good actor. She goes, oh, you'd like him. I'm like, he's a nerd. I'd probably play video games with him. Of course I'd like him.
I'd fuck him. I'd fuck him in a heartbeat. No, he'd fuck me. Who am I kidding?
Yeah. You ain't the alpha.
No, I am not. I'll power bottom. I'll power bottom the fuck out of Henry Cavill. I'll fucking go. Like, listen, I'm new to this. Please, just doing the little finger poke thing. Like, please be gentle, daddy.
But it's like one of the best lines in the whole damn series. It's like they found a new monster, and he's like, mages used to do this to create new monsters. And Trish is like, yeah, but mages have been outlawed from doing it. And he's like, oh, so then it couldn't be a mage. Like, just because it's outlawed doesn't mean people stop doing it. It's like, damn, okay.
Oh, it was like something. Oh, so definitely not a mage then.
Not a mage. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, he's right. It could be anything.
Dude, just what? The justice for Henry Cavill, please. Stop fucking up the roles that he gets because he's such a good person.
The thing is, he's such a he loves this sort of stuff, and I'm like, oh man, you can tell he's like, he's doing so well. He's trying his best, and it's like,
yeah, poor Henry.
Yeah, just
in the end, it doesn't even matter.
At least he's happy with his girlfriend, so he's got that going for him.
And his paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his new computer.
Will you be reviewing the Amazon's The Lord of the Rings trailer when it releases?
No.
Fuck no!
No. We got better things to do with our lives.
No, I am not.
Commit suicide.
I would rather gouge my fucking eyes out than watch what that piece of shit show is going to do to Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, who said that? Simon. Listen, I am a big Lord of the Rings fan. I've read The Silmarillion, The Hobbit, and the entire Lord of the Rings series. And by the way, you should be able to gauge
that order.
Rings fan I am just by saying I have read The Silmarillion.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, what they're going to do to Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's world is an affront to me and to Tolkien and to good writing.
Mm-hmm.
I will not watch that show after what I have fucking seen. After what I've seen of the sneak previews, out of what I've seen out of interviews with producers, with directors, with actors. Oh, we want to make this show diverse. We want it diverse. Hey, where's the fucking Lord of the Rings in this show? Are we gonna do anything with Lord of the Rings? Are you gonna go into the Silmarillion? Are you gonna tell the stories from the Silmarillion? No, you're just focusing on fucking diversity. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for getting me heated.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to make a good Lord of the Rings show. You don't want to pay homage to Tolkien and his world and his beautiful creation, his gift to the world of fantasy writing. He changed the face of fantasy storytelling. And you're telling me that you want to diversify and wokeify this shit instead of just copy fucking paste. You can't do that. Can't have that. That's too simple. And that doesn't get us the LGBT outrage clicks. Because that's why they're doing it. Because an idiot like me will go on Twitter and talk about this shit and generate more clicks, generate more publicity, so that people watch the show and rage hate the show. That's why they do it. They just take a thing, wokeify it, burn it at the fucking stake for the woke hate clicks. That's why. And you have an idiot like me that'll fucking do it anyway. And now their plan worked perfectly because I'm fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
That's it. They know what they're fucking doing. You think these fucking billionaires sitting in the fucking skyscrapers in LA, sitting around the fucking boardroom getting blown by a chick wearing a mask, they think they don't fucking know what they're doing? They do. They do. Because an idiot like me is just gonna fucking rage about it and generate more talk about it. The more talk, the more clicks. The more clicks, the more money. The more money, the more blowjobs from the chick wearing the fucking duck mask they get. It's fucking a scam. It's all a scam. All the entertainment now is a scam. That's what the fucking SJW woke culture bullshit that's going on in Hollywood is about. It's all a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That'll be $5 super chats, please.
Anyway, this video.
We just had to talk about something else because you just said that Mass Effect mirrors life choices.
Yeah, which no, absolutely not. Anyway,
of individualism. The player is making this final decision based on how they view the world and what morals and philosophies they think are worth considering.
No.
Like I said, the game ends the same way. Reapers are defeated. That is the same ending. You're just going about it differently.
Oh, the philosophy. It's no, you literally just pick which colour you like. Or it's like, do you want to see Shepard disintegrate in green light, disintegrate in blue light, or get blown up in red light? It's like, which one do you want? It's like, just choose. That's it. Okay.
Their decision is justified. So as much as people argue that the endings are essentially the same, there is something that you added to them that makes them completely unique to you. Your unique reason.
They're not unique to us because we all get the exact same fucking ending.
Also, how the fuck is it unique to you when you get the same choice out of 3 endings? Oh, so it's unique between me and 3 other people that might choose something differently.
Like it's unique to me because I got I cured the genophage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unlike everybody else, except for the majority of the Mass Effect players that also cure the genophage.
Mm-hmm.
Like every decision is either yes or no.
Do the thing or not do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But the problem is in the execution of it. Is your yes or no thing going to have, and this is going to sound like a subjective quantification, is your yes or no choice going to have interesting consequences? Bear, we could bring up Witcher 3 again. Your thing where you're trying to defeat a lichen or something, I forget what it's called.
The tree end, right?
I guess a tree end. We'll just go with tree because I can't. I can't remember that.
I think it's a leshen or whatever.
Leshen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to defeat a leshen, and you have to decide which path you're going to go down. Are you going to help the leshen and preserve the traditions of the town, or are you going to kill this thing that's killing people and killing all the warriors of the town? You decided to go with kill the leshen. When you came back to the village after killing the leshen, like half the village got slaughtered. by the dudes you were helping because they're like, oh, these guys, they were like all about tradition. We have to cleanse the town of the old ways to make way for the new. Your choice had a logical, like, oh yeah, of course that was going to happen. Looking back now, hindsight being 2020, of course that was going to happen because these young guys are fucking hot-headed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're constantly butting heads with the old timers and the elders of the village. So of course that was going to happen. Of course the power struggle was going to go the other way. And sure enough, it was a fucking slaughter. So it was an interesting but unforeseen consequence. It could have gone the other way. I can't remember what happens if you do the other path. I think just like the one dude gets banished or something like that. I can't quite remember, but it's just you think you're going down the right way, but you didn't consider all the factors and you got this consequence now. So when you're making these yes-no choices, what matters is the payoff and the execution of it. This isn't executed very well because you kind of pulled the star child out of your ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I only have 3 choices now.
And you can achieve all 3 of these endings no matter what choice you made throughout the rest of the games.
Yeah. Will you use white phosphorus in Spec Ops: The Line or not? I don't think you have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember because I never finished Spec Ops: The Line. I played it in AIT and then I had it.
You use it no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think you really have a choice in that matter.
Your real only choice at the end is: do you commit suicide, or do you commit suicide? Do you let yourself be arrested by the American army, or do you do suicide by cop? Or do you become crazy, kill all the American soldiers who've attacked you, and become the new ruler of Dubai because everyone's dead?
Yeah, I never played Spec Ops: The Line. Well, I did.
I enjoyed it, but it's one of those where it's just a bit like, okay. There's no choice.
So it's the illusion. I'm sure Spec Ops: The Line is great. I just never finished it. Never had the intention to finish it. Don't really have the interest in it. So it's just kind of there in my Steam library. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I do remember the white phosphorus mission, and that did hit me pretty hard. It's like, oh god, there were civilians in these tents, and we didn't even bother to check them. And so, kind of led to that. So it's an interesting execution. I'm not sure what else happens in the game. I just remember that.
There's a few things that happen, but like I say, it's just
it comes down to, is it a yes no choice, or is it one of 3 choices, one of 4 choices? And I understand technological limitations. I understand storytelling limitations. It's hard enough writing it's hard enough writing a fucking D&D campaign. But shit, writing a video game with a bunch of different endings, I can't imagine the amount of work that goes into that. That's got to be just ungodly levels of work that have to go into something like that.
People who worked at BioWare knew how much work that takes. So you're on the same page.
It just comes down to the execution of it. And what this guy is talking about with Mass Effect mirrors life choices, and that these endings mirror the player's philosophical beliefs and all this stuff. It's like, not really, because you're taking a person with essentially infinite logic paths and these infinite different ideologies, even though I hate ideology, and these different philosophical views, and condensing them down to 3 choices. That doesn't sound like they're bringing their philosophical choices to the table. That sounds like they're being shoehorned into 3 choices, when I'm sure there's a myriad of options that realistically you could have taken. This doesn't mirror life.
Earlier,
this is a fucking video game that the developers, what it seems like anyway, didn't know how to wrap up.
like I said earlier, I came into this game fearing a artificial AI or artificial intelligence going haywire and destroying humanity, and I left the game believing that I should fear artificial intelligence going rogue and destroying humanity. Like, this didn't change anything. It didn't influence anything. I had the exact same thought processes going into playing Mass Effect that I came out with the exact same thought process.
Mm-hmm.
This is why the video game has become one of the most compelling and moving pieces of art that I have ever encountered. What matters here is not the decision.
You need to consume more art. If you think Mass Effect is one of the most compelling, like, goddamn,
Please
dude,
expand your standards. It's just you need to expand your scope of the world. You need to learn more. You need to experience more.
Even the first Mass Effect game was just like that big of a deal when you think a bit more about it, like what's
It
going
was
on.
fine. Like,
It
yeah.
seems like a copy of like some other stories before.
Well, I mean, fuck, I'm about to introduce the hyperbolic time chamber into a D&D campaign. Like, yeah, of course I'm going to steal from other stories. But
like, I swear to God, guy, read Dune. It blows Mass Effect out of the water. Like, holy shit.
Decision that you make. It's that your decision is informed by your philosophies, your worldview, your individualism. And given that your choices are an indicator of who you are, there's one final theme that we need to look at: the impact of your decisions. After all, your decisions can cause you to lose the opportunity to handle things diplomatically for punching journalists.
But what? No, you what? No, what?
how? Wait, what did he just say? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You lose the option of handling things diplomatically if you punch journalists. No, you lose that little bit of extra war assets. You lose 5 war assets if you punch this bitch.
Also, Shepard's face here.
Yeah. This is my face one.
Hey, Smud.
But
I'm sorry, I can only see Smud when I look at Shepard.
Yes. We'll bang, okay?
But I also
I like how BioWare didn't fucking care about like the facial animation because it's just the default face Shepard there.
He might as well be T-posing in this position.
Yeah.
BioWare doesn't care about model animations. I've said they've used the same animations for 20 years now. So,
You do, right? You can even save an entire species to try to give them a second chance. One of the most important examples of this is when you help find Morden's assistant, Malin. When you find out that he has been trying to cure the genophage with unethical means. Morden confronts him, and we find out from Malin that he thinks that making these decisions that ultimately have huge consequences are parallel to godliness.
Supposition. Impossible to be certain. Don't you see? We tried to play God and we failed. We only made things worse. And I'm going to fix it.
So now I want to quickly digress and talk about how this theme really hit home for me. In the third game, we of course find that Morden has changed his mind on the genophage. Again, many of the decisions that you've made so far have impacted this event on Tachanka. If you have done everything as diplomatically as possible, like saving Rex on Vermeer and keeping the cure research that Malin worked on, then ethically speaking, this should be a walk in the park for you. But if you tried playing the third game without importing your character data like I did one playthrough, you're in completely different territory.
Okay, so so if you play the game without importing your decisions from the other games, you're fucked. Yeah?
Yes. I don't. I'm just waiting for him to make a point here.
In this situation,
Excellent.
Reeve makes a great case for why you should sabotage the genophage cure.
But also, like, you can, like, there's a DLC, like, you can download where you can essentially make all these important ass decisions in, like, 5 minutes, even if you didn't play the other games. But it's literally just a prologue minigame where you just go through And Shepard narrates his life over the course of the games, and like he gets to certain junctures, and you pick either Paragon or Renegade option,
Mm-hmm.
and you pick the Vermeer Survivor. That's it. But you don't have to do it. You're not locked into this decision.
Oh, nope.
After today, Krogan's superiority will be obvious to everyone.
Rare opportunity to improve galactic opinion of Krogan. Hope you use it wisely.
Our people were made for war. It's what they want.
And you need to be the leader who tells them they're wrong.
And would our ancestors forgive their enemies so easily? It's the threat that matters. If our enemies fear even the idea of retribution, we have the power.
But what would you do with that power, Reeve?
That would be telling.
It left me in a very undesirable situation because I knew Morden, and I knew how he now desired to cure the genophage. The problem with this is that a probable outcome of a cure would be another galactic war brought about by the Krogan-led Urdnot Reeve. And now I had no other option. I had to stop Morden from making the decision that would ultimately undo all of my work. And so now, I was left with a dreadful ultimatum. I had to choose if I would commit the ultimate betrayal of my perfect-pitched friend, or permit him to do what I believed was not only unethical, but dangerous.
Or convince him not to cure the genophage, which you can do at this juncture.
Yes, you can do that as well. Ugh.
Like, specifically because you talked to him about how bad of a leader Reeve is.
Yeah.
So it's not an ultimatum then, so this point has no merit.
Also, anybody who doesn't have an import to Mass Effect 3, I dismiss their claims of anything because...
You shouldn't start
he just
the
said for one
third-
playthrough.
You shouldn't start the third of a... like. Even,
No, guys, he just said that he went in for one playthrough without importing his save data.
Even if you don't, it has a pre-made world state, like based on X decisions that you can make from the previous games.
Right, but I'm just saying.
So you can kill if you kill
save
Rex.
data. He does have save data. Is all I'm saying.
I know that, but this is not an ultimatum. Like this is not an ultimatum that you can be like locked into based off of like the game putting you into this. This is a result of you choosing to kill Rex. And if you play the game without save data, that it treats you like you made that choice in the first game.
Which, why would you kill Rex?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, it doesn't matter if you like. Everything is based off of like this is just the game locking you into a thing. But even then, it's not locking you into either kill Morden or don't kill Morden. It is you can pretend like you cured the genophage.
Mm-hmm. Reeve will believe you.
Yeah, because Reeve's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep Morden and you can not cure the genophage and give Reeve what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so this is a lie. Or you're just ignorant of the possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I convinced myself that I was left with no choice. And in one of the most memorable and dramatic scenes I've ever witnessed, I watched Morden die. But I can't say his death was in vain because, and I say this with absolute sincerity, I remember justifying my actions with his quote, "Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong."
Oh, God.
And given the context of this game, and looking to yourself to give meaning to the world, and that meaning informing your choices, the effects of your choices can be...
Also, I like how Shepard, if you choose if you can't convince Morden, right? If you're too dumb to figure out how to convince Morden to not cure the genophage when Reeve is in charge, I like how Shepard just shoots once and like, oh, that's it. And look how fucking close Morden got to curing the genophage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, empty your magazine. Mag dump into him so he can't do that, potentially. Like, what are you doing?
The ones when the crime scene investigators come along, Bears, they might link
the
his
Krogan
bullets.
crime, the Krogan CSI. I'm pretty sure you can outsmart them.
Despite only being 13% of the galactic population, the Krogans make up 52% of the violent crime.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
that would be accurate, actually.
Mhm.
Well, no, I mean, it'd be actually that would
That'd
be,
be inaccurate.
If you said that about the Batarians, then it would be accurate. Yes. Like seriously, fuck the Batarians. Why are they a thing? I have more respect for the Vorcha than I do the Batarians.
Dear Lord.
At least the Vorcha are honest retards.
Profound. And this is something that I think the epilogue sums up perfectly.
When can we look into the stars?
One day, my sweet.
What will be there?
Anything you can imagine. The galaxy has billions of stars. Each of those stars could have many worlds. Every world could be home to a different form of life. And every life is a special story of its own.
Tell me another story about the Shepherd.
It's getting late, but okay. One more story.
Are we going to play the whole fucking
So
thing?
now the player is left considering their own special story and how their choices are their stamp with which to leave an impact on the world, and maybe even one day, the galaxy. This is an idea that truly deserves to be considered.
It's like
The
truly,
player
this
is
was a Mass Effect. Jesus Christ!
Maybe
guy.
the real Mass Effect was the friends we made along the way.
Maybe the real Mass Effect was the Reapers we met.
Yeah, don't worry, talk. I'm sure you'll get there one day.
This thing, I don't care. This
My
video.
God. I was expecting a better Space Jesus video than this.
All right. Well,
What even the fuck was that?
You tell me.
Now, Bear, have you made the invitation? Bear? I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me.
But
I'm
yeah,
really,
guy
really-
who made this thing,
Mhm.
whatever your name is, Soul Porpoise.
Sole Purpose. Yeah, Porpoise, yeah.
Soul
Soul
Porpoise.
Porpoise.
Right.
That's a cute name.
So yeah, like if you want to come on and defend this thing, absolutely. Get in contact with us. We'll have you on. But what? Wow! Holy shit!
Your video was really, really bad. We're not saying that you're retarded. Some of us might. But we're not saying that you're retarded. We're not saying you're a bad person. That's not what we're saying at all. We're just saying, yeah, your video is bad, and the ideas that you said in it are poorly argued and or are bad ideas.
Even the Bible references were wrong.
Yeah.
Just
he said like tree of life instead of tree of knowledge.
I'll say this: I'm sure you are a great person, and you probably have plenty of loved ones in your life. No, stop. We're being serious. I'm sure you're probably a great person, but yeah, your video was really bad.
Zach, I don't care. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not.
You're definitely not as bad as Hitler. We'll say that.
You are not as bad as Hitler. You are better than Hitler.
Mm-hmm. But you're a little bit worse than Martin Luther King. So, oh well.
All right. So that is it for this week. We will see y'all next week with whatever the fuck I decide we're gonna cover. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.